Hey everyone, it's your friend from Wild One Studios. Today we're busting some huge myths in music production, as so many producers believe that dropping thousands on new gear is the secret to a hit record. But what if I told you the pros know something you don't? And it has nothing to do with expensive plugins or vintage synths. Let's dive into the 7 real-world facts that the music industry uses every day. It's facts that most producers learn way too late. Stick around, because these tips are about to seriously level up your sound. First up, fact number 1, vocals sell the song, not the beat. It sounds harsh, but it's true. Go listen to any hit song on the radio. What's the loudest, clearest thing in the mix? The vocals. In almost every commercial genre, vocals are king. So what's the takeaway for you? Always, and I mean always, leave headroom in your beat for the vocals to sit on top. And here's a pro tip. Build your beats around the vocal frequency space. That critical area is roughly between 1 and 5 kilohertz. Don't crowd that space with lead synths and loud snares. Carve out that pocket, and your tracks will instantly sound more professional and ready for a feature. Alright, fact number 2. Most big and powerful vocals you hear are actually quietly compressed. Many beginners slap one heavy compressor on a vocal track, squash it to death, and wonder why it sounds lifeless. The pro method is all about subtlety. Instead of one aggressive compressor, they use multiple stages of light compression. Here is a simple way to try it. Use your first compressor with a fast attack to just tame the loudest peaks. This is your peak controller. Then, add a second compressor with a slower attack to gently smooth out the overall body of the vocal, making it consistent. This 2-step process gives you that loud, in-your-face vocal sound without sucking the life out of the performance. It's control and character, not just brute force. Moving on to fact number 3, and this one might surprise you. Pro beats have way fewer sounds than you think. We've all been there, stacking 50 different layers, thinking more is better. But top industry beats are masterpieces of minimalism. They're often built with just 10 to 20 carefully chosen high-quality elements. The secret isn't about adding more. It's about making every single sound count. It's a simple rule to live by. If 2 sounds are fighting for the same space in your mix, don't try to force them to fit. Just remove one. Be decisive. A clean, impactful arrangement will always hit harder than a cluttered, muddy one. Let us talk about the low end with fact number 4. Most bass in professional tracks is mono on purpose. It's tempting to use stereo Whittiers on everything to make your track sound huge. But when it comes to low frequencies, this is a recipe for disaster. Frequencies below about 120 Hz are almost always kept in mono. Why? It prevents phasing issues that can make your bass disappear on certain systems. And it ensures your track translates perfectly to a club sound system, where subwoofers are almost always mono. The pro tip here is simple. Keep your sub-bass mono. If you want width in your low end, add it with layers in the mid-range, above the fundamental bass notes, not below. Fact number 5 is a game changer for mix clarity. EQ is used far more than effects. We all love drowning our sounds in reverb, delay, and saturation. They are the fun tools. But a clean, professional mix relies more on what you take away, not what you add. Subtractive EQ is your most powerful tool. Before you even think about boosting a frequency to make something stand out, ask yourself, what can I cut from other tracks to make space for it? The golden rule is to cut before you boost. Focus on removing common problem areas like mud, which lives around 200 to 400 Hz, and harshness, typically found between 2 and 4 kHz. A clean canvas is easier to paint on. Next, fact number 6. Timing matters more than the notes themselves. In the age of DAWs, it's so easy to snap every single note perfectly to the grid. But a perfectly quantized beat often sounds robotic and lifeless. The secret to a track that makes people move is groove, and groove is born from tiny human imperfections in timing. You don't need to be a sloppy player, but try nudging your drums and percussion just slightly off the grid. Experiment with pushing your snare a few milliseconds late, or pulling your hi-hats slightly forward. You can also use groove templates, but use them sparingly. The goal is to create a human feel, not just a different kind of perfect grid. It's the subtle swing and push-pull that creates undeniable energy. Finally, fact number 7, and this is the one that separates the amateurs from the pros. Reference tracks are an industry standard. No top-tier producer or mix engineer works in a vacuum. They are constantly A/B testing their mix against successful, commercially released songs in the same genre. This isn't about cheating, it's about calibration. The key is to match the loudness of your reference track, so you're making a fair comparison. Don't focus on copying the exact sounds. Instead, focus on the overall balance. How loud is the kick compared to the bass? How bright are the vocals? How wide is the stereo image? Using references gives you a target to aim for and keeps your creative decisions grounded in a real-world context. So there you have it. The industry isn't about gatekeeping secrets, it's about mastering the details. It's the subtle compression, the intentional EQ cuts, and the respect for the vocal that make a hit. Start applying these 7 facts to your workflow, and I promise you will hear a massive improvement in your music. Thanks so much for watching. If you want more real-world music production facts that will actually improve your sound, make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow us at Wild One Studios. Now go make some great music.